Welcome to La Rinconada, Peru, the highest human settlement on Earth, sitting at a jaw-dropping 5,100 meters above sea level. That's higher than most clouds, where the air has half the oxygen you're breathing right now. This place is literally the closest town to space, but how did a town end up this high? Why do 50,000 people call this harsh, frozen land home? And what's life like in a place where just breathing is a challenge? Stick with me because this story is wild. Okay, I'm here, and let me tell you, the air is thin. You feel it in every step. But before we dive into life here, let's answer the big question. Why is La Rinconada the closest town to space? La Rinconada sits at 5,100 meters, that's 16,700 feet. To put that in perspective, it's higher than most ski resorts in the Alps or Rockies. At this altitude, the atmosphere is so thin that oxygen levels are about 50% of what you'd find at sea level. That's why it's called the closest town to space. Any higher and you're basically in the troposphere's upper limits, where planes fly. No other permanent human settlement comes close to this height. Trust me, you feel that lack of oxygen. Headaches, dizziness, it's no joke. Locals have adapted with supercharged red blood cells, but for outsiders like me, this oxygen tank is my new best friend. So, how did a town end up in such an extreme place? It all started with gold. Back in the early 1900s, prospectors discovered gold deposits in these remote Andean peaks. The higher they climbed, the richer the veins got. La Rinconada was born out of necessity. Miners needed a base close to the gold mines, and this spot, tucked under the Bella Durmiente glacier, was it. See that glacier up there? It's been here for millennia, hiding gold in these mountains. Over time, miners pushed higher and higher, chasing richer deposits. They didn't plan to build a town at 5,100 meters. It just happened as they followed the gold. The altitude was a brutal trade-off, but the promise of wealth was worth it for many. Now you might be wondering, why do 50,000 people live in a place with no running water, no sewage system, and air so thin it makes your head spin? The answer is simple: opportunity. La Rinconada's gold mines draw people from all over Peru, chasing the dream of striking it rich. The town operates on a unique system called cachorreo. Miners work for free for weeks, but every so often they get to take home a chunk of ore, and if there's gold in it, it's theirs. But here's the catch: it's a gamble. Some miners strike gold, others walk away with nothing. And the women? They're banned from the mines, but work just as hard, scavenging through discarded rocks for tiny flecks of gold. It's tough, but for many it's their only shot at a better life. The population boomed in the 2000s when gold prices skyrocketed. People flooded in, building makeshift homes despite the lack of infrastructure. But this gold rush has a dark side. Pollution from mercury used in mining has poisoned the water, and the environment is taking a beating. It's a stark reminder that this dream comes at a cost. Life here is unlike anywhere else. No running water, no proper sanitation, and temperatures that can drop below freezing. Yet, this town is alive. Markets are bustling, and believe it or not, there's a nightlife. Locals chew coca leaves to fight altitude sickness, and their resilience is unreal. But it's not all inspiring. Crime, exploitation, and health issues like chronic mountain sickness are real problems. These leaves, they're a lifeline here. Chewing them helps with the altitude, and it's a cultural tradition. But even with these adaptations, life expectancy here can be as low as 35 years. That's the reality of living this close to space. La Rinconada is a place of extremes. Extreme altitude, extreme dreams, and extreme challenges. It's the closest town to space, not just because of its height, but because it pushes the limits of what humans can endure. The gold rush brought people here, and hope keeps them here despite the odds. If you ever visit, bring an oxygen tank, a warm jacket, and a whole lot of respect for the people who call this place home. What do you think? Could you survive in La Rinconada? Drop a comment below and let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures into the world's wildest places. Until next time, keep exploring.